Morning. Morning, folks. I'll just get Facebook on board. It's not at all. Let me get a notification live. Sorry about this, folks. I seem to be having a problem this morning. I'll be right with you. I do apologise. For some reason, my video is not coming up on Facebook this morning. Well, let's try it on the screen. Anyway, good morning, folks. Indy Truck Davy out the truck and at home in his office in Salisbury, North Lanarkshire, where it is a cold morning. Very cold morning, actually. Something no right here. The video is not coming up on Facebook at all. Last thing that came up on my page was 17 hours ago for June. Houston, we have a problem. It would appear Facebook's not updating. Just need to go without them, unfortunately. Okay, as I say, out my office, out the truck, at home, in my office, in Salisbury, North Lanarkshire, where it's bloody cold, 2 degrees, overcast, -2 degrees, overcast, frosty. That's the weather forecast for here. You want to know what it's like with you? Look at your rain, bloody windy. Right, let's go on with this. I'm afraid Facebook are just going to have to wait. John, the truck driving legend, still a driving god. Thanks, mate. You're a star. Hi, Dave. Appreciation is here. Some funds for the food banks, especially at this hard time of year. Thank you, John. Thank you very much. Right, anyway, first up this morning, we've got the Herald. There's some nonsense in the papers this morning, folks. And I mean nonsense. So first up, the Herald. Teacher numbers fall as ASN pupils on rise. Now, folks, this is a 3-year-old story. And it's quite an important story because pre-pandemic, the SNP offered councils £145 million to maintain teacher numbers. And the teachers said no. The council said no. They're the employers and they'll decide how many teachers that they employ. That becomes more interesting as we get into this, get further down the news headlines, okay? But remember, this is a 3-year-old saga. Maybe even older, actually. It might go back pre-pandemic. But as I say, it's at least a 3-year-old saga. But let's move on, shall we? The Daily Mail has a completely false and fabricated headline today. Okay, I'll put it up because it's important. And we'll go through why it's a false and fabricated headline today. And we'll get SNP lessons in incompetence. Teacher numbers slumped by more than 600 as primaries hit. Average class sizes increased after vow to cap pupils ditched. And critics warn of truancy epidemic over absentee rates. The absentee rates, I'll get to that a wee bit in another one of the headlines. But let's start with this one. SNP lesson incompetence. Teacher numbers slumped by 600 as primaries hit. Well, that headline is false because the SNP and the Scottish Government don't employ teachers. As I said with the Herald, councils employ teachers. The government gives the councils finance for education. The SNP government offered them money to keep teacher numbers around about the 2019-2020 levels, and they knocked it back. They told the SNP, F off, we're the employer, we'll decide how many teachers there will be. So that headline is an absolute lie, because the SNP don't hire teachers. The SNP don't employ teachers. The Scottish Government don't hire teachers. The Scottish Government don't employ teachers. That's councils. Average class size increase after vow to cap pupils ditched. Well, we've got the lowest class sizes in the UK at 28 children per class, with an average of 34 to 36 in England, and 34 in Wales, and I think it's 36 in Northern Ireland. Yeah, because obviously I was looking at these things earlier. Anyway, as I say, the SNP don't employ teachers. The average class size is dictated by the amount of teachers, and they are employed by councils. As for a truancy epidemic, well, we'll get to that. That's a headline in another one of the papers. Okay. But the Daily Field has a completely fabricated headline. The Scottish Government, the SNP Scottish Government, they don't employ teachers. They just don't. That's the local councils. And the councils up here are particularly hostile to the Scottish Government, because most of them are Labour-Tory coalitions. And it's a bit like the National Care Service, where the councils didn't want the SNP creating the care system because it would have taken away one of their competencies to provide social care. This is the same thing. When it came to getting the councils extra money to keep up the teacher numbers, the council said, this is our power, this is our area of jurisdiction, fuck off government. Same as they did with the care service. Now let's move on. The Daily Record. The record tells us that 1 in 3 kids skip school. And Davy thought, 1 in 3? Fucking no chance. So, Davy being Davy, he went along and had a look at the records. And actually, it's more like 1 in 10. So here we go, attendance and absences. The latest figures in 22-23. 23-24 are getting published the now, but they're not up on the site. So we'll need to go with 22-23. And attendance rate was 90.2%. So 1 in 10 didn't show up. And by the way, just so that you know, I think 6.4% of them were what we call, 4.7% were what we call authorised absences. So once again, we have a newspaper with an absolute bollocks headline. The figures tell you there, attendance rate 90.2%. So just under 1 in 10 are no attending school, and half of them are on authorised absences. Another 1% of them are on families taking them out of school to go on holiday. So there's 5.7% of the absences. 3.8% truancy. So this idea that 1 in 3. But I thought, they're fucking no right there. So I went and had a look at previous articles on truancy levels in England and Wales. They're not any better. In fact, some of them are worse. The BBC, after the release of the figures in England last year, put this up. I'll share it with you. 1 in 5 children regularly miss school, figures show. And there you go. 1 in 3 in Scotland, 1 in 5 in England. The numbers are nonsense. When you get the actual reports out and have a look, there's not that many who are dogging school. Simple as that. As I say, the figures are there. Authorised absences, 4.7. Unauthorised absences, 5.3, but 1% are parents taking children out for holidays. So there you go. Okay. Right, what's the Scotsman has? This is an interesting. I'll see if I've got it. The Scotsman. Where are we? Nope. No, I haven't put it up this morning. Anyway, the Scotsman tells us, hey, Gilruth backs down over teacher fund. Now remember I told you earlier there's been a long running saga here with the councils and the government and the 145 million quid that the government had offered to keep the numbers up. Well, now the government are offering that 145 million quid again if the councils get the teacher numbers back up. We'll see what the bloody councils say this time. As I say, 3 years ago, they refused it. They refused to keep the numbers up. They said they'll decide how many teachers there's going to be, what size the classrooms are going to be, how many pupils per class there's going to be. That's the councils. That's got nothing to do with central government. Okay. But it looks like Jenny Gilruth is telling the councils, look, we were giving you this money to keep the numbers up. We'll give you it now to get them back up. Mental. So much nonsense in the, as I say, in the papers this morning. But that's why I do the review, because every now and again one of these mad headlines are so bad that you've actually got to go and look and get the truth for yourself. So as I say, the attendance figures. The new report's out, but it's not up yet. This is last year's report. And if they tell me the new report's no any worse. So that's the numbers. 90.2% attendance all year round. With 5.7% of them authorised absences and the rest unauthorised absences. Okay. Right. The Telegraph has soft touch benefits cost Scots hundreds of millions. I'll put that one up. I think I've got it. I think this one just made me laugh so much. Here we go. Soft touch benefits to cost Scots hundreds of millions. Let me correct that fucking headline for this stupid English rag published with Scotland in its name. This is what the headline should fucking read. It should read, Scots strengthen safety net as they don't mind paying in case someday they need to be on benefits. That's what the fucking headline should say. No soft touch benefits because we've got a better safety net here in Scotland than what they've got down that fucking road. As for the hundreds of millions, well, we don't mind. It means that our disabled people have a reasonable standard of living, and it means if you need the fucking safety net, you're not going to end up with being sanctioned, and you're not going to end up fucking starving or on the street. Soft touch benefits to cost Scots hundreds of millions. So let me correct that fucking idiot paper. Scots strengthen safety net is what it should have fucking read, while the English punish the poor. Sorry, let me rephrase that. While the English government punishes the fucking poor. Bunch of savages in fucking Westminster. So that's what the headline should have read. No soft touch benefits. It should have been Scots strengthen fucking safety net. The Sun has a celebrity split. Moss dumps tough lover of 9 years. Kate sinks Bismarck. I suppose that was his fucking name. The boyfriend's name then, Bismarck. Yeah. Who cares? The Times has Israeli blitz arms silos and sinks Syrian Navy. I'll fix that one for the fucking for the Times. What? Israel commits mere atrocities in Middle fucking East. Yeah, he has. New turmoil. New turmoil. Oh, fuck off, fuck off. Some of the nonsense in the paper today is really pissing me off. Anyway, the eye has new turmoil in the Middle East as neighbours launch attack inside Syria. And this is Israel and Turkey. The Turks are going after the Kurds that toppled Assad, and Israel's just on a fucking land grab. And they're just fucking in a bloodlust frenzy anyway. You couldn't stop Netanyahu right now if you tried. The fucker's no finished drinking the bloods of Arab children. Yeah, it didn't. What we got? The Metro has deadly weapon made in 3D printer. Assassin suspect had Jackal ghost gun. Well, apparently you can print a gun off now with a bit of fucking plastic. Woohoo. What's the national vote for us today? Shall we have a look? I don't know what the fuck Ofcom's playing at, but they need to get their shit in gear. Sorry this picture's so wee, it's just the way it became when I put it in a different tab. Anyway, Yusuf looking at options for action as report finds GB News is an anti-Muslim hate channel. The answer is quite simple. If there's a report says it's an anti-Muslim hate channel, then Ofcom should shut it fucking down. And the main headline, undemocratic Labour control of City Council under threat. And this is because Cammy Days had to step down. The leader of Edinburgh Council, who's a sex pest apparently, or a tech sex pest apparently, it means that Labour are get even smaller minority on that council. So the SNP and others are looking at taking the administration over. And so the shite in the papers today, especially about education. We knew the Herald was on a Scottish education shite thing, but with the truancy and attendance figures being released today, they're all in on it. But as I say, the worst offender today is the Daily Mail, because the Scottish Government don't employ teachers at all. That's the council's jurisdiction. So the headline in the Daily Field today is a deliberate attack on a political party. We have ammunition that should be pointed at Britain Act councillors. As I say, Jenny Ruth making the same offer she made 3 years ago for them to keep the teacher numbers up. Now telling them, I'll give you the money if you get the numbers back up. You couldn't make this shit up, and they spin it into an SNP bad story. It was the councils that tell the government to fuck off. They'll decide how many teachers there are. That's what the councils did. You can look this up, I'm not making it up. The SNP offered councils an extra 45 million quid between them to maintain teacher numbers, and the councils tell them, get to fuck. We're the employer, no you. There you go. Right, what's the Daily Star got for us today? Shall we have a wee look and see what the Daily Star's got for us today? The Star's front cover. Here we go. Shameless boss of crappy Thames Water defence firms indefensible. 770,000 bonuses after abject failure. Biggest drip in Britain. Now, how these people and these privatised water companies in England can justify giving themselves huge annual bonuses when their rivers are full of shite, their sewage systems are breaking down, their water supply system leaks like a fucking sieve. Wow. And they've got the audacity to give themselves bonuses. You couldn't make that shit up. Right, folks, there's no after chat today because I've got to get this money out to charities. We have the 3 charities now. I'll need to contact a couple of them right after the show and then get down the bank. and start making transfers. Okay, so I'm going to have a busy afternoon. So I won't have time for an after show chat today. Probably just as well. And the late night ones are fucking getting wild. I was up at 2 o'clock this morning again in the chat room. Need to chuck that. Anyway, I need to get off down the bank, go to some baby banks to give money to, and we'll give you the details tomorrow. Okay. Now, look after yourselves. I'll wait and see if I can find out what happened to this programme on fucking Facebook and make it public. You guys have a nice day. We'll catch you tomorrow to see what fucking crap's in the papers tomorrow. But the nonsense is getting worse and worse each day. It really is. But that one, Scottish Government don't hire teachers. That's councils. Right, thanks again, John. Thank you very much. Bye for now, folks.